Hey everyone, it's been nearly 8 years since ICG Toastmaster Club was formed. In these 8 years, there have been numerous Toastmasters who have joined the club and grown in their personal and professional lives. As we approach our 200th meeting, we thought, why not get to know these icons better? Thus, we have come up with ICG Rockstars. I am Toastmaster Shantanu, and today's rockstar is a person who has truly showed us the courage and resilience that is needed in order to become a budding Toastmaster. He is none other than our very own Toastmaster Eeshaan, who, with his utter goofiness and humor, has showed us the fun side of Toastmasters. Toastmaster Eeshaan, who's been an active member of the ICG club, has represented our club in various contests, winning many awards and many more hearts. Hi, Toastmaster Eeshaan. I think there's no better way to start this interview other than asking about your journey in the ICG Toastmasters Club.
Well, thank you, Toastmaster Shantanu. That had a lot of adjectives. Gives me, all of them were worthy of being word of the day at some point of like in my Toastmasters journey. But yeah, joining the ICG club. So I've been a part of three clubs during my Toastmaster journey. I started as a student Toastmaster back in NIT Goa, then switched on to ICG Toastmasters. The good part about ICG Toastmasters, I always felt, was that you had you had the experience which is there even today, and that's always helped those new members to develop. So one of the key takeaways for me from the ICG Toastmasters was I could always look at someone who was better. That's always how you improve, right? You see someone better and you improve. It's if you are the best, then you normally you are like then you don't get to see someone who's doing better, and then that was ICG Toastmasters for me in short. It always had somebody who I could look up to and always improve. Yeah, that was ICG Toastmasters.
It was beautiful. But now let's into the more dynamics of it. If you were to choose one member that you connect the most with in the ICG club, which member would that be?
There were two people. There were quite a few. I'll rate them in say descending order. First is Toastmaster Sharmila, Toastmaster Umesh, Toastmaster Naveen. Three people who I always look up to when I speak up on stage.
Okay. Okay. What do you miss the most about the ICG club now that you're miles away from us?
In fact, I miss the meetings because I'm in a really bad time zone. I love the atmosphere at ICG Toastmasters. It's always been so positive. The three names which I mentioned, these were the three names who I would always, even when I was on stage in person, I would always look at these three people. Then you don't worry about eye contact. It's done. Your nervousness on stage is done. You get all your script through. You just need to get these few people in the audience who you can look up to and speak, and they have always been there. So what I miss right now is the audience at ICG Toastmasters, something which you don't get on Zoom. And yeah, the energy, it's just the thing about this virtual world. It's probably beyond us to kind of replicate the same environment and the enthusiasm in person. But yeah, that's probably the one thing which I miss from the ICG Toastmasters. And it's not been there in any other club. It's something which is there only at the ICG.
Okay. I think that applause thing is something that we're really looking forward, hopefully, for even the new Toastmasters who get that. But let's see. Okay. So I've heard that you've participated in a bunch of contests. So just narrate your experience with maybe just one with participating in those contests. What was that experience like?
I think the most memorable experience for me was the humorous speech contest, and so it's so I think that was back when I was in college. It was a part when I was in the NIT Goa Toastmasters Club. But yeah, the humorous speech was one of my most memorable experiences because I think I did pretty well there, and I had a very catchy title. That was why I like it. It was titled 3 inches longer. You can add the link in the description below and get me some views. But yeah, the good part about that contest was it was not my speech. My club level speech was horrible. I had no idea what I was speaking. Because there were only 2 participants, I believe, and anyways, both were getting qualified, so there was no competition as such. As I told you, right, when you have good people in the club, you need to compete. That's when all these things come up. So, and then all my college folks, we put our heads together. We had to get those college level jokes. We had to get those subtle those jokes which you don't say, but you gotta understand somewhere there, those kind of jokes. And yeah, those were the kinds of, that was the content which is there in that speech. And that's probably why I like that part of my Toastmasters journey a lot. Well, as you move ahead in contest, club, area, division, you kind of meet a lot of people. You kind of meet a lot of able contestants. That's when you are forced to kind of go beyond your limit, perform better. And yeah, so that was one of my most memorable experiences in a contest. The best part about contests in Goa, in fact, is like you just have so much competition, man. You have like these people from ICG, MAFSA, they are so good. It just pushes you. And yeah, that's what contests do to me. They get that competitive Eeshaan out of me.
Okay, well, fair enough. Okay, so now if you could narrate that one moment when you realized that, yes, I have made the right decision of joining this club, what would that be? When was that?
That was tough. Okay, so I joined Toastmasters because of a very specific reason, and it was an experience in its own. So I would normally, before I joined Toastmasters, I would kind of I wasn't really say fond of stage speaking, but yeah, I would go up, and then I had these problems that I would kind of lose it on stage. And I remember I was on stage reciting taking up some names for a prize distribution contest, and this is really bad in college, okay, because I was supposed to take a girl's name, and I said Miss X, and I got stuck at Miss, and then Miss became Mrs. Okay, and in a crowd of 100, when that happens, it's really embarrassing for the girl. And I was a junior at that time, okay, and you know how juniors get ranked in college when you do something like this. So that was the reason. And then I saw Toastmaster Ashley come to college and speak, and I saw there was this club which would probably help me get over this. So that's why I joined Toastmasters. And since then, it has always been an upward journey for me. I got into so many roles, so many contests. I got to speak to so many people, so many mentors. It's just been that practice, and you go ahead. Practice. It's not a stage where you. I always say that it's not a stage where you perform. I always feel it's a stage where you practice. Your performance comes in your actual life, where you say attend interviews or you give presentations in office. That's your performance. But yeah, you practice at Toastmasters and you perform there.
Okay, so the final question, the most important probably, and like the most scariest, like, okay, if you have to give like advice to probably like new Toastmasters like me, for example, who's just joined, or probably Toastmasters who are even below 18, who just aspire to be future Toastmasters, what would you tell them?
No, I'm not a preacher as such. I'm not someone who's very good at giving advice, but I'll say you attend the Toastmasters meeting, see the experience, see where you fit. I think Toastmasters is like any musical instrument. When you hold it, when you play it, it tells you to take you with me. And if you get that feeling from Toastmasters, you've got to join Toastmasters. Yeah, so that's how I would ask anybody to join.
So I think that was a truly fun-filled and inspiring session with our rocking Toastmaster Eeshaan. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did, and do stay on for more exciting interviews with our other rock stars of ICG. And do come as we celebrate our 200th meeting. Adios.
Good to be a part of it. Thanks a lot, Shantanu.